welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on Ramblings, I'm on the road again. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. This time, I'm heading up to the Framily Fellas Fishing Fiesta, second annual. Thank you very much. It is bright and early in the morning. I got a pretty long trip up there to Spring River, Arkansas. It's hopefully the fish are biting. Patrick from Cuddly Texan and his dad were up there not too long ago, and the fish weren't biting that great. So hopefully I can find the honey holes for the Framily. Well, guys, Framily, that's one of the things I want to talk about today. It's not about the fishing trip. It's not about my delicious work-life coffee. Gets me going so early in the morning. Thank you, WorkLife. Appreciate you very much. Not paid sponsor. Thank you. I want to talk about Framily. What it means. A little bit of history. A little bit of history lesson. We'll talk about friends. Talk about acquaintances. Talk about fakes. Because there's a lot of each of those in this community. Well, I shouldn't say community. I should say this realm of YouTube. YouTube is a very odd place. Very, very odd place. I had no idea how it was when I got into it. When I got into YouTube, I thought YouTube was just product reviews and how-tos. Okay, that's why I did so many of them. I still do. Love doing them. But once I got to doing YouTube, I found out there's a community within it. Not just a network, but a community. And I don't know that all genres have that. I just happen to be in one that does. I don't know if you call it homesteading, off-grid, country life, because not all of us are off-grid. Not all of us live in the country. Not all of us are doing cabins in the woods or hunt or fish, or, you know, some were from California, through Mississippi. They're in Mississippi now. Some are from Arizona and Nevada, Country Road Cure, Simple Life Reclaim. Some from Florida, Drifting Dreamers 5 and Come On Homesteading. All over America. Love America. Some from Texas. Some from Oklahoma. Some already from Arkansas. Some from Peoria, Illinois. Bobblehead Homestead. All over God's green earth. And I could just keep going on with White Rock, you know, Homestead, and just so many that have moved from their previous locations to their current locations. That's a lot of what the Framily community is. Now, some of them are homegrowns, you know, that when the Framily moved to Northwest Arkansas, there were some there. They were indigenous. But I would say predominantly, most of them are not inbreds. I was going to say inbreds. Transplants from other locations. Guys, the leaves are falling right now. I'm on the back roads here in West Tennessee. The trees are orange and gold and just lemon hues and oh man, it's just gorgeous. The leaves are falling. Sorry about this rough road. But I wanted to get this started and get this upload to you today, because once I get to the mountain, I'm going to be fishing. Just loving, you know, the Framily Fellas Fishing Fiesta, second annual, because last year was such an amazing time. We caught tons of fish, and even people that never trout fished before caught fish. People that never fished before caught fish. So this year, hopefully I can do the same thing and get these fellas out there. I am concerned about one thing, though. That would be my knee. I have not been, just my shirt here, I have not been in the river since my knee surgery. And now, those are slippery river rocks, and the water is fast in some places, the rapids, and you have to walk up and down the bank. You got to traverse through the river and across the little waterfalls. Pray that my knee holds up and I act responsibly, okay? Please, I need that. But I digress. So, about 4 years ago, I started getting into YouTube. And started doing, you know, life on the ridge, doing all those fun things, and started doing some, you know, how to beekeep and how to work with chickens and do all those fun things, and cutting down trees, clearing paths, work with tractors, and, you know, clearing land, building a log home. You know, all that stuff started, you know, about 4 years ago. I had like 7 acres, and I bought like 30 more acres with my mom. That way we could build her log home up on the back of that 30 acres, and I could have the rest of it for hunting and all that fun stuff. So I started getting live streams. You know, other people's live streams that were doing what I was doing. And I was learning from them and getting to know them and talking to them both in the live chat and outside the live chat. And it was really fun. There was probably 5, 6, 7, 10 YouTube channels that I was conversing with quite frequently. Both, again, in their live streams, email, messenger, and even some gave me their phone number, even though they didn't know me from Adam. We started conversing, started getting to know one another. One was a young couple from Arizona. Simple Life Reclaim. Had very little in common with them, other than we all wanted to live a more simple life. And they were trying to reclaim it. And they had a brother, Anthony, and a sister, Roxanne, who lived in Nevada. Not city life, but, you know, urban life, suburban life. Had great jobs. And they were searching for that too. They bought some untamed land in Arkansas. But even before that, I got to know, follow Jason Crocker's journey from Texas to Oklahoma. You know, Dutch gave him the land, or he bought it for $1. I don't know how it was. Up on a mountain of rock, and he was building a cedar off-grid cabin, lived in a tent. You know, really cool, just really cool stuff. I mean, just really amazing. So I started following that, and a lot of these people were already coalescing around his channel. You know, he won a big contest on keeping it Dutch, and for good reason. He was a very good videographer and had great ideas. And so we started all coalescing around him and his journey, because we all had kind of similar interests. And I messaged Jason, and it was in his live streams, and it was, you know, really cool to be a part of that. Melanie and Gary were in there. I think Anthony, I don't know if Anthony and Roxanne were at that point. And David from Come On Homestead was in it. Thank you, Sonia. Appreciate you. So it was a really good time, really getting to know people. Not friends yet. You know, I hadn't met any of them. But I feel like I was really getting to know them. And again, YouTube is a very weird place. And the fact that you can never meet a person and talk to them almost every day and become friends. Not just acquaintances, not just co-workers, but you can actually become friends with people you never meet. Because originally when I first started, I had Jason from Homesteading Northern Michigan, and Kevin from Lazy Pond Farm, and Ernie from Ernie Hatmaker, and Ed, and Emily from Riley's Mini Homestead, Brian from Castle Hives, John from Badass Bees, Bruce from Swarmstead. They were OG with RidgeLife. And turn right. I really got to know them. Again, I never met them. And a couple of them I really called as friends. Again, this is pre Jason Crocker, Simple Life Reclaim, Come On Homestead. This is pre that. This is my journey into YouTube and the whole Framily thing. So Kevin from Lazy Pond Farm, in 7.3 miles, I really felt like me and him were brothers. Never met the guy, but man, we clicked. We had same family values and country life living, and just really clicked. And then Jason from homesteading Northern Michigan. Dude, we had very different backgrounds, but I just connected with the dude. He's the one that painted my painting of the barn on the ridge in the snow. Great dude. He did it live on video too. Emily from Riley's Mini Homestead, she lived in Arkansas. She was in Searcy. I even said it right, Emily. And the Ernie Hatmaker, she actually moved to Arkansas. She was living in Tennessee. But we were all connecting, and I was starting to become really good friends with them. Again, had never met a single one of them. Then I did this motorcycle journey where I was going to travel west. Travel west, young son. I have no idea what that's from. And I did a motorcycle journey with my ex. We each had our own motorcycles, and we went across Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and back up into Tennessee. Visited like 15 YouTube channels, the max. Oh my goodness. A couple of them, this was during COVID. A couple of them actually got COVID, like Colbert Ranch and Broussard's homestead. They got COVID and I actually couldn't see them, but I got to see the max. Got to see Robertson Belly Acres. Jason from Green Country Agroforestry. And a lot of them aren't even doing YouTube right now. There were several channels in Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas that I met, and they're not even doing YouTube anymore. That's the nature of this business. It is fun, but when you start trying to make a career of it, some people just don't want that. They don't want that time and commitment. It's just not their thing, which is fine, 100% fine. Like right now, I'm not as close as I was with Jason from homesteading Northern Michigan. Still talk, still think of him as a brother. And same thing with Emily and Ernie and Kevin from Lazy Pine Farm. I tell them happy birthdays and how the kid's doing, and but I don't talk to them every day. And I don't really, because a lot of them stopped doing YouTube as much. You know, when they stopped doing YouTube as much, I wasn't in their live streams. I wasn't, you know, getting to interact with them on a day-to-day basis. And that, when you're friends on YouTube, you got to have that interaction to continue that true friendship. You know, like Tim, you can't be true friends with someone you don't meet. I beg to differ. 100% beg to differ. I'll prove that here in just a little bit. So those friends never did me wrong, never had any drama, never backstabbing, no using for promotion or benefit. We were just on the same journey together, and we had like minds. We had sometimes differing beliefs, but like minds. Our mindsets were very, very similar. And that was a really cool thing. But now you get into the professional YouTube community. Say that was not professional YouTube community. Most of those people I talked about are not professional YouTubers anymore. May still do YouTube, but they don't really like rely on it for their sole income or endeavoring to do that. Now, when I did that motorcycle tour across America, across the Midwest, the South Midwest, I got to meet the Payne family, Matt Payne, Christian, they're beautiful kids, so awesome. Got to meet the Corgills. Corgills were friends with 3 Mississippi when they were the Crouch Ranch over in California. And then there was what the Corgills did. I was going to meet the Corgills for dinner one night in Oklahoma, Pryor, Oklahoma. And when I met them at the restaurant, Hooters, not Hooters, it wasn't Hooters, oh my gosh, what's it called? Hookers. I got a Hooters out of Hookers. Hookers restaurant, that's what it's called, I promise you, it's Hookers. Lo and behold, when I come in, guess who's there? Jason Crocker. They had actually invited, they knew I followed Jason Crocker, you know, Jason, I told Jason I was coming through, he was busy, and, you know, talked to Dutch and Arms family, they were all busy. I was nobody, you know, I didn't have a couple thousand subscribers, and we weren't friends, you know, I wouldn't, you know, talking to them on a day-to-day basis. I was in their live streams. I wasn't all of their live streams, saying hi. But again, that's just an acquaintance. That's a work. It's a work relationship. Work wasn't work for me because I was, you know, hadn't really started. But I guess it was because I was trying to build my channel. And I really admired what all they were doing. So anyway, the Corgills invited Jason Crocker to dinner, and I got to meet Jason, and that was the coolest thing. Getting to meet Jason in a no filming was going on. I just got to eat dinner with the Corgills and meet them and everything. I went to the Corgills' house. I filmed and did all that, and the Payne family and Robertson, Billy Akers, all of them in that area over there. But it was really cool. He seemed like he was really quiet. He wasn't, he wasn't boisterous and loud, and he was kind of quiet. And my, ex-wife, wife at the time, ex-wife was there, and they, everyone was just really nice. And continued to follow Jason on his career, on his journey. Got to meet tons of great people, and really, knew about that time that this is something I wanted to do. I wanted to, grow my channel. So I continued to talk to people in live streams and seek out people in my my realm, my genre. Got to talking to Simple Life Reclaim. They actually went to Jason Crocker's and visited him and Jared Crocker, and they were on this journey to buy some property in Arkansas. And I thought that was great. I got to meet Melanie and Gary at a meetup, and that was really cool. Then there was this channel, Come On Homesteading. He was down in Florida, and he did a, I think it was a roast of the Crockers. We all did those. I think Melanie and Gary actually won that. So they got a big boost from that. But David, I got to meet David through that competition, and David was in my live streams. He had like 150 people in his live, and I said, this guy right here, when he had 150 people, I said, he's the next big thing on YouTube. Just mark my words. Within our group, he's going places. And started talking to him. Started talking to Melanie and Gary. I was talking to Jared Crocker a little bit, outside of YouTube. And then Melanie and Gary and them moved to Arkansas. And this is where the things get deep. They started their journey and they blew up, they're growing their channel, and the Country Road Cure came there, growing their channel. Got to meet people like Drew from Drew's Lens. He was Dutch Creek Cabin at the time. I was already friends with Bobblehead. Jeff, matter of fact, Jeff from Bobblehead is one of my first subscribers. No. Jeff from Bobblehead was the first subscriber from the Framily. That's right. Of all the Framily members, Jeff from Bobblehead was my first subscriber, because I was watching him with his chickens when he was in Arkansas. Just came to Arkansas a while before that. So Drew and Jeff, and hadn't met DD5 yet or any of that stuff. And Jason Crocker had meetups, and we would all go to the meetups, and I'd meet Cold Beer Ranch, and Melanie and Gary would come out, and just a really really cool time. Then it was a point on the 41.36, that Simple Life Reclaim and Country Road Cures property. They were going to have their first Freedom Weekend. And Freedom Weekend wasn't a meetup. Freedom Weekend was just a time for this group of like-minded people, hadn't called the Framily yet, to just get together, hang out, film a little videos for, our work purposes, but then turn the cameras off and just enjoy one another. And I met Jared Crocker and Matt Crocker. Colville Ranch came up, Hat Creek Homestead. I remember the first time I met Drew from Drew's Lens and Lindsay. I was in the pool on the 41.36, and they came driving up on an old truck. Or no, were they in Sheila, the van? I don't remember. I thought it was a truck. And I got to meet them for the first time. Just a really, really good time. Jason Crocker was invited, but he had a new girlfriend at the time, and there was some reasons. I don't really want to get into any kind of, again, this is not their drama. I'm not talking about their drama. That's not my wheelhouse, not my monkeys. But at this point, I was already starting to consider Melanie and Gary, Anthony and Roxanne, Come On Homesteading, Bobblehead, Drew, friends. We were talking. We weren't just meeting in meetups and on live streams and talking about work. We were talking about life, relationships, our past. When you start talking to people about your sordid past, when you can open up with someone about your sordid past, the things you've done that you regret, you probably got a pretty good friend there. And I was really enjoying my relationships there. Well, not everybody's that way. I never was texting Jason Crocker. I never was. I messaged him about Sony cameras and a couple things, technical and work. I supported him and Jared and Matt and their channels and their mom, Melanie. I supported them all. Again, we weren't like close friends. I wasn't talking to them about, you know, hey, what'd you eat for breakfast? And hey, you know, hey, what are you doing today? You know, I admired what they were doing. We were acquaintances, and I supported them. I, you know, super chats and bought them T-shirts, and it helped. It helped me. It helped grow my brand. But I did it because I enjoyed what they do. I didn't just buy. You know, I never sent Dutch a RidgeLife shirt, right? I sent Daniel Arms a RidgeLife shirt. Really enjoyed Daniel and his wholesome family lifestyles, and I was in his live streams a lot. You know, never sent Justin Rhodes a T-shirt. Never sent Stony Ridge Farmer a T-shirt until recently, because Josh, you know, I'm talking more to Josh from Stony Ridge Farmer. Aaron and Josh from Wild Wonderful Off Grid, I sent them a T-shirt because I really enjoyed it. And they would actually talk to me and help me in my journey. And matter of fact, when I got divorced, Aaron from Wild Wonderful Off Grid contacted me and said, Tim, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. Good luck in the future. You know, again, we're not friends. You know, and I don't mean any of this disrespect. Me and Jason Crocker were not friends. Me and Aaron and Josh from Wild Wonderful Off Grid, not friends. Me and Daniel Arms, not friends. Me and Josh from Stony Ridge Farmer, not friends. We were friendly, but not friends. Me and Simple Life Reclaim, Country Road Cure, Come On Homestead, we were friends. So during this whole other stuff that was going on, there were people that were friends, there were people that were acquaintances, and there were people that were, for the lack of better words, using people to grow. Again, that's not what I was doing. I was genuinely interested in supporting people I cared about, even though we weren't friends. And then whenever fallout happened in a group, it's like I didn't exist anymore to some. Again, I'm not pointing fingers, naming names and stuff like that. I'm naming names on history and truth, you know, and what, you know, my friendships and stuff. But I'm not getting into drama. But it's like I didn't exist anymore, you know, which is fine. I mean, not friends. And if I get ostracized because of who I am friends with, if you won't wear my T-shirt anymore, again, I never ever asked anyone to wear my T-shirt. You see a Roxanne, oh gosh, Roxanne wears my shirt like every day. You see Roxanne wear my T-shirt, and I've never once asked her to wear a T-shirt. You see, let's see, who else? Oh, Mike from DD5. I've never asked him to wear my T-shirt. And that boy wears my red T-shirt all the time. Aaron and Josh. Aaron wears my T-shirt. I've never really seen Aaron and Josh wear too many other people's T-shirts. They always wear their brands, but they wear RidgeLife. Stony Ridge Farmer wore my shirt. I never asked Josh from Stony Ridge Farmer to wear my shirt. So when people that were wearing my shirts completely stopped wearing them, not because they got them dirty or wore them out, they just like, there was a reason for it. And it wasn't because I made videos during the whole drama time saying, hey, I'm kind of out of this. I'm not really a part of it. I love all people. I'm a lover, not a fighter, actually. So I didn't really understand that, but I did have friends. I did have people that contacted me. I did have people that called me, that I just called them, that I wasn't leeching off them, that I wouldn't. And sometimes, guys, this is an unusual thing. You think only small channels can use big channels to grow. That's a misconception in YouTube. Big channels use small channels to grow their brand as well, because small channels who are getting, you know, bumps by the big channel promote the big channel within their communities. And it also makes the big channels look like they're doing really nice things for people. Again, not naming names, I'm just telling you how that works. So when you get dropped, you kind of understand what was happening, right? You cared for them, you supported them, you gave them tons of super chats and lots of support and shout outs and made videos to support them, and then all of a sudden just gone. But that's ancient history. You're like, Tim, where's the Framily in this? Well, during the time of becoming friends with like-minded people, I believe it was Melanie from Simple Life Reclaim came up with this term, friends that are like family. Because sometimes you can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends. Sometimes friends are even closer than family. Sometimes you don't want nothing to do with your family. But she came up with this term, friends that are like family. She probably wasn't the originator of it, you know, in the world if it was ever said, but within our community she was, as far as coining it for our community. So she said, we're like a Framily. She actually made t-shirts, Framily t-shirts. It was like the Friends TV show, but it was Framily. And I really felt good about that, because she would say, you know, RidgeLife, he's part of the Framily. Drew and Lindsay and Bobblehead and David from Come On Homesteading. Of course, Country Road Cure, they're family, not just Framily. And there was a core group there. Even though I lived all the way in Tennessee, David was just moving to Arkansas. He was in Texas at the time, Dallas from Florida. It's just really amazing how you can not see people in person and know who was divorced, who was remarried, who had kids, who didn't have kids before they got married, who had parents that were great, had parents that were terrible, was abused as children, was, you know, orphaned, raised as, you know. That's not acquaintances, guys. That's not work relationships. That's friendships. When you, me and David joke all the time about calling each other, and we both call each other. We check on each other at least once a day. There's not a day that don't go by and David don't text. He calls. We are Framily. And then he brought up Mike from DD5 and Lissa and the kids, and Come On Homesteading and Drifting Dreamers 5 for a while were the only people that ever visited the Ridge from the Framily. Sid from 3 Mississippi came up and gave me Lillian to take to Roxanne whenever Lillian got lost. So Sid's been there. But all the Framily are invited, but everybody lives, you know, busy lives, and I didn't really have much to show at the time on the Ridge, you know, other than Grandma Carol's log cabin, which I didn't personally build up. I finished out, did flooring and trim and stuff like that. But now I got a lot more going on, and I'm going to be hosting this year's Freedom Weekend. Now, I told you how this all kind of started around a Freedom Weekend on the 41.36. Now, here I am, years later, hosting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th annual Freedom Weekend of the Framily. Twice at the 41.36, there's Country Road Cure and Simple Life Reclaim. Come On Mountain, 3 Mississippi, down there in Mississippi, Sid and Mike, Frankie. And now RidgeLife, hosting Freedom Weekends for the Framily. We video some in the daytime and stuff, and then we turn off the cameras and we just enjoy one another. Food and fireworks, and I'm gonna have a live band this year. Work life coffee got me going. Sorry about that. My camera ran out of memory. That's how long I've been rambling here. And this is where it gets really interesting, guys. Because over the years, there have been people that interject themselves into the Framily. They tell everyone they're Framily members, even though they are work acquaintances. We love lots and lots of people. And we work with lots and lots of people. Sometimes people invite us over to do things, and we go and we socialize, or we work and help. It's just what this community does. But to say you're friends, do you talk every day? Do you know their personal life and their history? Do you share their pains? Do you share their accomplishments and their victories? Do you know those first? Do you get the beans spilled to you when these people do things exciting? Or do you learn all this stuff on YouTube, watching their videos? Because like with Jason Crocker, I learned all that stuff when I watched his videos and I was in his live stream. We were acquaintances. We were work acquaintances. I really enjoyed his stuff. I thought he was cool. I thought he did amazing things, and I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to learn from that. But don't get me wrong, I never thought we were like best friends. I mean, he would say the same thing. He said, RidgeLife, no, not best friends. I mean, he was in my live streams, he sent me shirts, he supported me, super chats, he, was always there, when I needed, I supported him. I was a customer and an acquaintance. But he never once said he was a part of the Framily. Don't get me wrong. Again, I'm not bringing up drama here. I'm not doing that. That's old news. That's old news. Oops, sorry. But there's others though that say they're Framily members, that they're friends with those that are core Framily members. And now we have Framily members extended. That is true. You've got cousins, you've got nieces and nephews and second cousins once removed. They're part of your family, and they're just not part of your core group.
In 2 miles, keep left.
We love them all the same. But guys, to say you're a Framily member because you talked to somebody one time, because you helped build something, or you did something together for social environment, you went to a meetup together. I never said me and Melanie and Gary were we're friends. I never say best friends. We're friends just because we met at meetups and we had good conversations. It was only later on, whenever I truly believe that Melanie and Gary, Gary calls me about deer hunting and stuff now. Melanie calls me about, things going on in the world and YouTube and stuff. And of course, Anthony and Roxanne and David from Homestead, and Mike and Lissa, Drew, these are all people I talk to. So it's different. It really is different. And then when drama happens, friends don't always agree. Friends make mistakes. They do things to PO their other friend. Doesn't mean they're not friends. Doesn't mean you can't restore that relationship. Sometimes things get said that are pretty hurtful and harmful. But true friends, true family that love one another can overcome that in time. It takes time. It takes time. I'm divorced, and my first wife, it was not good. It was not good breakup there. We had kids. It was not good. But today, things are different. We support one another, supporting the kids. We don't always agree. We don't always make the same decision, but we try to come together for the kids.
In about 11 miles, take exit 277.
And that's what family and Framily does. Is you work those things out. And there's Framily members right now that are going through things, and I want them to work that out. if at all possible, set aside your pride, set aside your ego, humble yourself, think about what was there in your relationship before the negativity. And if it's value to you, if you value it, fight for it. If not, maybe you never were friends. And guys, we have family members that aren't really good friends, because somebody may be really good friends with somebody and somebody may be really good friends with somebody else, and we're all in the family. It's just like your cousins, you know. Some cousins like other cousins, some cousins don't even talk to other cousins. It really is like a family. Again, with people that never see each other. It's crazy how David and I mean, we see each other now because, you know, when I was off with my knee, I went over and visited him a lot. But if it wasn't for that, I get to see David 2 or 3 times a year. And he's my best friend. Right? My best friend. Tim, you can't have a best friend. You only see it once, twice a year. Nope, not true. Not true. I mean, my mom, Grandma Carol, likes him best. Well, way more than me. Every time he calls, she has to run over to the camper and say, "Oh, is that David? Hi, David." Grandma, Mama should like me best. So for those that are, you know, say you're a family member, think about this. Do you talk to core family members daily? Do you know their beans before they spill them? Not everybody, right? Not everybody. But a majority of them. And the ones you call family. Do you know? If not, you may want to evaluate. You may just be friends. Or you may just be acquaintances. Or you may just be using people. And if you're using people, you ain't got no place in our world. Now, being a work acquaintance and working together for a common goal is fine. That's not using people. That's symbiosis, symbiotic relationship. You're working together. But don't be a parasite. Don't be a taker, and never a giver, a giver, a giver. If you're always taking from the family and never giving back of your time, your resources, your love, your support, you may want to evaluate. You may be a taker, a fake, and just not a good person. There are people like that. There are people like that a lot of you love, that a lot of you watch on day-to-day basis, that all they do is take and never give. Now, you don't have to give in kind. If you're a person that's a member of a group and people are always supporting you with money, if you don't have any money, there's nothing to give back. But guys, there's something to give. You've got time. You've got love. You've got wisdom. You've got intelligence. You've got things you can do to support your friends, your family. And I encourage everybody that's in a family or family group, not just the Arkansas family. Again, I'm not talking to specific people here. I'm addressing the elephant in the room. And there's a lot of negativity, a lot of falsehoods going around, and people promoting negativity, and don't do that. Let the people work out their things amongst themselves. Don't air other people's dirty laundry. It just stinks. It's just a stinky thing. Don't be a stinky person. That just stinks to do that. Don't do that. Now, if someone errs against you, work it out with them. Don't put it public. Right? If someone puts your errors public, be a bigger person. Talk to them. Say, hey, man, you need to take that down. That's not right. We may not agree, but this is my career over here you're messing with. Just stay out of that, okay? We can agree to disagree. Let's go our separate ways. Let's take that stuff down. You live your life, your career. I'll live my life, my career. Or maybe you just make up. Maybe you just kiss and make up. Take that crap down off the internet. You're hurting each other. And just be good people. Because I know you're good people. I know a lot of you are good people. And those that have permanently severed relationships that were work acquaintances that never became friends, that other people thought were friends, there's always hope. Forgiveness does not have an expiration date. If anybody that's ever done me wrong comes to me with forgiveness in their heart, I'm going to do my best to forgive you. It's a commandment from my Lord. It's not a request. It's a commandment. Forgive, or you won't be forgiven yourself. I believe that. I truly believe that. It doesn't mean forget. If someone does you wrong, you don't have to forget what they did, but you should forgive them. Guard your heart. Watch their behaviors. Make sure they're sincere, and forgive them. So there are a lot of broken relationships out there in the YouTube world. Again, it's an odd thing that you can become friends with people you never see. And sometimes people drop out of YouTube and you're no longer friends because you just don't interact. There's not, but again, like I've said with my friends Kevin and Jason and Emily and Ernie, I love them. Oh my gosh, they were there with me. They were there with me in the beginning. Brian and Bruce. Met some of them in person, but still love them. Love them, call my friends. I definitely call them. They're not a Framily member, that's a whole different thing. There's the Framily. They are my friends though. They're not just work acquaintances that I no longer talk to. No, I love them. I mean, I love them. And then there's people in the Framily that I truly love, like brothers and sisters. Hopefully today's video, again, hasn't created any drama, hasn't added fuel to a fire. I'm hoping that the words I've said today can help put some of those fires out and just draw attention to people's behavior so they can self-reflect maybe and heal, promote healing. That's all I ever want. Some people have said, that I may be the patriarch of the family. Definitely not the founder of the family, but the patriarch. I'm an old guy. I'm an old white guy, right? I mean, Jeff from Bobblehead's actually a little bit older than me. But I interact pretty much with everybody a lot. We have group chats, and David loves my group chats. I know you do. Mike from 3 Mississippi loves my group chats. So I am not a patriarch. I'm just an old white guy that, loves people. And hope y'all like watching me. And those that have stuck around this long with this, I had to put this 2 pieces of video together. Sorry for these bumps right here. Hopefully you like what I do, what I say, and the things I've got going on. Building the off-grid barn house up on the ridge. Hunting and fishing, and me and Jin working the bees and having some good old times. My granddaughter, my grandson, my kids, and my Grandma Carol, and the dogs. I love this YouTube life, this Ridge life I've got going on. I love the Framily. I love my close friends that I feel that are family. I love my friends out there on YouTube. I'm just grateful for my acquaintances as well, my work partners. I've got a lot of work partners out there, like Work Life Coffee, keeping me going. Gosh, I'm sorry for these bumps here. Let's see if I can get off of them. Finishing on a bad note. All right. So if you have any questions, leave comments down below. I'll try to answer them. Do not start drama. Do not bring up, the drama between the Crockers and the Framily. Don't bring up drama between any members within the Framily. This is a healing time, okay? Don't bring up any drama. If you've got nice things to say, say them. If you got nasty things to say, zip it. Zip it tight. That's all I got to say about that. So guys, until next time, I hope everyone has a blessed day. Love on one another. And go Ridge Life. Woo!